The world is fundamentally changing, and a lot of old ways don't work anymore. I believe there was never more prominent time for this radical change and building our businesses differently. My name is Elaira, and in this new business paradigm podcast, I challenge all business concepts and I bring new and different perspectives for the ways we work, build our businesses, and ourselves. I believe in the economy of care, and I stand for creating businesses your own authentic way while doing it with ease, effortless flow, and joy. I would like to invite the experience of entrepreneurship as a journey of more homecoming to yourself. But you all know that we are going in these super uncertain times. As you shared yourself, it's turbulent times already. It's uncertain from your side, how to build a business, how to hold yourself through all that, personal life, work, things that happening. It's very hard to plan things because nobody knows. But also that uncertainty comes from the clients. People are less likely to spend money on. And if they spend, they really think it through because they also very uncertain about the money, but also uncertain about what is what. Because there's so much mishy-mashy stuff now in the market regarding business models. And what I notice in these uncertain times, entrepreneurs tend to get desperate. Desperate for the money, desperate, it triggers that survival thing in you. Even if things go well, it's like that stability and safety for nervous system. So a lot of entrepreneurs or business owners tend to kind of over promote or become aggressive or go into that needy place, like, oh, pay me, I need money, I need money to survive, which is, it's understandable, but it's not very attractive. It's not very sexy for the buyer. And what I feel in these desperate times for in these uncertain times, which will get even more uncertain as we know, what is my suggestion or my solution or my proposal is to go deep. I feel like there are two things that I focus myself, and I would recommend everyone to focus: to go deep and to increase your capacity to hold more. Because, and I will elaborate what I mean by that, because if you don't, you get very much distracted, you get kicked out of your center. And what I mean by go deep is to go deep in your root, to go deep in your truth, to go deep in your center, and to go deep in your leadership, to go deeper with your body connections, but also go deep in your business. And what I mean by that, go deep in your connections with your clients, what you, Nicole, beautifully shared. Go deep in your message, really fine tune and go deep in your clarity. What are you doing? Why are you doing? How are you doing? Fine tune, kind of more clear and more deeper, layer deeper with yourself also. So if you have that sales page, or if you have that message or medicine you want to share, and you know it needs to be fine-tuned, go and fine-tune that. And also going deep with your business. This is where your business invites you more than ever for your devotion and commitment. Because it's so easy to give up on it on certain times, oh, it's not working, okay, I'm losing it. But, or I'm changing, I'm giving up, or I think in these uncertain times, my commitment and my dedication to business got deeper and stronger. I was invited, I was challenged to that. on a deep level. Because if you don't go deep in the roots, like nature, you know, like the tree, if you don't go deep in your roots, your branches will not go hold the wind. You know, then the smallest change come, you're kind of turbulent, you are kind of kicked out of your center. And that's the part of also go deep in your money relationship, go deep in your leadership. And that's, for me, another word for that, it's go deep in your capacity. Because, you know, capacity for me, it's not even holding more. That's part of it, holding more of both ends, you know, like building business, like you, Marta, said, and also taking care of your father. Like, how can you hold both ends? It's not either or, but and be okay with that. Because, you know, like in my growth of capacity journey, what I learned, it's really that shift of, yes, I can go and celebrate a huge new program that I launched, and, you know, people that joined, and be super appreciative for that. And at the same time, I can just hold the struggle of system that didn't work, or the difficult client that showed up, or and I can be both full-heartedly. But what I notice, people tend to kind of contract, or just, you know, go on one of the ends. And capacity for me is really fine-tuning those, what I define 8 capacities that I focus on the business, but there are way more capacities that you need to fine-tune and go deeper. Like recently we talked about confidence capacity, about heart capacity, you know, these are like very important capacities to hold. But if you don't go deeper in that, if you don't go deeper in your receiving capacity, you will, it doesn't matter what times are, you will not receive. But in uncertain times, it will be even harder to receive. If you don't have a relationship with money, it doesn't matter what turbulence happens with the money. You know, if fiat currency collapses and we go to crypto, let's say, yes, externally it's changing, but internally, in the depth with you and your relationship with money, nothing changes. Because what I also observe with people, usually people who have the same patterns with fiat currency, they have the same patterns with cryptocurrency. So it's not about, you know, we have a saying in Lithuania, the same girl, there's different dress. You have to address the girl, not the dress. Be willing to trade for a while that growth for the depth and for capacity. Because what I also notice in my capacity path group, at certain point you have to do the cleanup. At certain point you have to build those roots very strongly before you see the fruits rising. But a lot of people in the business, you know, what I notice with entrepreneurs, they focus on the branches instead of the roots, like really landing the roots very deeply. And this goes to all the capacities that I have. This goes to self-leadership capacity. Like, where do you know where you need to pick up the self-leadership? And you beautifully shared today, like Anna Marie, like, okay, I need to pick up my self-leadership, give myself deadline and do it. The same goes with nervous system also. What is your capacity there? Like, where do you function from this fight or flight? Where do you function from this adrenalized survival mode in your business, instead of, you know, like really being present and here with what is? Because if you don't deal with healing your nervous system part, you will never be able to really be fully present without projections. Because your nervous system then is busy of like, oh, that triggered that, I'm in that timeline, and that time it happened in the past, this and that. So it's busy all protecting yourself, protecting the branches, instead of, you know, again, going deeply in the safety of yourself, in the center of yourself. The same goes with relational capacity. This is actually the key one, because I feel everything is relationship, and we think just only only people we have relationship. But I believe everything we have relationship. We have relationship with business. We have relationship with our offers. We have relationship with our creativity. We have relationship with money. We have relationship with social media. We have relationship with all parts of our business ecosystem. And usually, you know, if you don't have deep, healthy relationship, intimacy, these relationships, that just doesn't work. And it's very hard to build, because uncertain times bring everything to the surface where you cannot hide anymore. So that's why, like, I feel like it's never been more prominent times to talk about capacity work. And capacity is just my own term that I created. You can call it, you know, the depth. You can call it inner work. You can call it, yeah, whatever you want. Like, I feel capacity really combines for me everything, because capacity for me is that root, that container that you can hold it all. Because what I notice, and this is what Anna Maria, I want to comment what you said, I know I have a lot of skills. I know I have a lot of medicine. I have a lot of gifts to share. And when I hear that, I know this is the capacity issue, not the gifts issue. And this is for me the main thing, that why I started capacity work, because that was always, in like 20 years of my experience of work, that was always the issue. I met the most talented people with the big desires, you know, and big ambitions, but the capacity to hold was not there. And even now, sometimes I reach people and they have the skills, they have the gifts, exactly what I need. But the moment I connect and I ask them and give them opportunity, they're not ready for it. All the shit show comes out immediately, because they don't have capacity to hold it and to receive it and to manage that opportunity. So for me, is the key thing in all these super uncertain and changing times is that depth and capacity. And that what also gives, when you have that with you, when you have that anchor with you, with your truth, with your clarity, with your message, it gives trust to others, because others are getting more and more sensitive, like who to trust, who is good, who is not, how, like, why to buy from this and not this one. It's getting more also uncertain. So when you have that anchor and certainty, like no matter what season is, no matter what wind, how strong wind is blowing, I'm this now, I'm standing firm and consistent, things just start to, you know, people start to trust that. And people can feel more and more the depth you went through, the depth you dwelt inside. Sometimes they may not name it, but they feel it. And that's, for me, I think, only thing that can help to navigate, like coming back to yourself and coming back to grounding. What is your truth? What is your path? What is your capacity here? And what you standing? What is your ground? Because otherwise, it's so easy to get distracted. It's so easy to get influenced. It's so easy to give in fear, or give in urgency, or that desperation. And we are humans. It's normal. It gets under the skin. It's every day. We will have those days as entrepreneurs. It's normal. There's nothing there to avoid and to say, okay, I'm just, you know, like all good love and light. You know, we have those days. But what helps for me to come back from those days is to come back to come back to that vision and mission, my why I'm doing what I'm doing, my own authenticity in that. I especially lately get very distracted with I notice with social media, and when all these coaches are like, oh, I'm 6 figures entrepreneur, oh, I'm there, I build empire, you know. Because, you know, that's probably a deep desire of mine, or what I want to long for, but I was like, oh, I'm not there, you know, and then I get in that desperation mode. But when I connect back to myself and I hear and compare myself with myself, I am where I should be. I am exactly where I'm supposed to be, with my capacity to receive my desires and my dreams and hold my business and my ambitions and support people in my best heart and capacity I can. So it's that, you know, coming back to yourself and your body and your your heart truth, because it's also inviting you to investigate and be more clear on that, like, what is my truth, what is my clarity there. And that's another part, to get deeper on your clarity. And I know sometimes it's not easy. You have to try out and see what works, what's not, and it takes time to get there. But to make it priority, to make like, okay, what is there, you know, to go through. I invite you to go on all these areas of your business and ask yourself, where do you need to go deeper? Where do you need to increase your capacity to hold or receive? If you review your business ecosystem, if you review different areas of your business, where it must be. Is it your structures? Is it your business model? Is it the money? Is it receiving? Is it relationships? Is it your visibility and messaging and communication? Is it your offerings? Is it your clients? Like, if you review that, where do you need to go deeper? Where do you need to root more? And also, what support do you need? You know, also being clear, because when you clear, there are so many million ways how you can receive that. As long as you clear, like, this is where I'm at, and this is where I want to go, and this is what I need to be supported. And also that gives, I notice a lot of entrepreneurs get in this anxiety mode. Oh, I will never get done, or things will never happen, things will never unfold, these things will never work. I notice they are in this place often, and I am in this place when I don't have a plan. Then it's firefighting, then it's distracting, then, you know, like, for me, when you have that route, I know where I'm standing, I know where I'm going, then it's very hard for you to be distracted. Or at least you get aware about it and you prioritize, and you know it's on your path, supporting you or not. Thank you so much for joining me and sharing your time and where you are at. And I'm so love to have you all here. And I hope to see you next time.